Hello everybody, welcome back to the DiscoverE channel. My name is Hadeel. I'm an undergraduate physiology student entering my third year of study, and I'm so glad to be doing a science demo for you guys today. So today we're going to be doing a very exciting science demo. We're going to be talking about Dalgona coffee. Now, you've probably seen Dalgona coffee on social media, on TikTok. However, today we're going to be talking about why Dalgona coffee happens. We're going to talk about the science behind the foam, and hopefully we'll get to make some Dalgona coffee of our own. The most important step in making this is to make sure that you have the equal ratio of coffee to water to sugar. So today I decided to use 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. That means I'm going to have to use 1 tablespoon of sugar as well as 1 tablespoon of hot water. This is super important, guys. This is what's going to ensure that your mixture is super sticky, foamy, and thick. So I've decided to use an egg beater today just because we are outside and it's beautiful outside and there is no electricity outside. If you would like, you can use a hand mixer instead or a standard mixer. So in here I have 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of instant coffee. I'm gonna run and grab my hot water and we will begin mixing. I just brought some hot water and now we're gonna measure 1 tablespoon of hot water into our mixture. Okay, and now is the time. And now we're gonna mix this for as long as we need to until we get a really nice foam. Another thing to mention is as we're mixing, the mixture is cooling down. And one thing to mention about viscosity is mixtures will get more viscous as they cool down. So not only are we making it foamy, but we're actually making it more stiff as the mixture is cooling down because it makes it more viscous and more thick and syrupy, per se. Yeah, so now you can tell it's really thick, and I think we're just about done here. So now that we're all done mixing, I'm going to run inside and grab some serving tools and we'll see the final product. Okay, so we have finished making the Dalgona component. It's super cool. I am so excited to try this. So surprisingly, it didn't take that long. My hypothesis was incorrect. So I grabbed a glass of milk. I'm going to serve it on top. Okay, I think that's good. This is the final product. It's a nice, I know it isn't the prettiest, but this was super fun to make. Very interesting experience. It did not take as long as I thought it would, so I guess nothing to fear. The main question we want to ask is what goes inside of this foam and what makes it happen? As I've mentioned before, Dalgona coffee is simply just hot water, instant coffee, and sugar. So when we combine those three elements together and whip it for about 5 minutes, we are introducing air into that solution. And by introducing air, we're basically making bubbles. And essentially, any kind of foam is just a liquid or solid or any kind of mixture with many small bubbles inside of that mixture. So whipping the mixture allows us to get the air inside. Now, it's not enough to just get the air inside. We have to make sure that those bubbles are small, and when they're small, that means that they're stable. So coffee has many beautiful chemical components. One of the many components is surfactants. So surfactants are these chemical substances inherent in coffee. They're short for surface acting agents. What they do is they essentially act to separate the air and the water in the mixture. When air is introduced, these surfactants will wrap themselves around the bubbles of air, separating the liquid mixture from the air. So that's what happens when you introduce air into coffee specifically. It also happens when you introduce air into egg whites when you beat them. That's why I like to call these surfactants our bubble stabilizers. So we brought in the air by whipping the mixture, and we've stabilized the air bubbles with the coffee's surfactant. So now we've brought in the bubbles, and they are stable to a certain extent. You can make a foam out of just instant coffee and water. However, it's not likely to be very stable over time. Eventually, within half an hour or so, the foam will lose its integrity. So basically, the small bubbles will eventually join together to make larger bubbles. And remember how we said smaller bubbles are stable bubbles? Yeah, larger bubbles aren't so stable. When we get larger bubbles, we're essentially losing the integrity of our foam. Not just that, but the bubbles are also floating upwards as gravity pulls the liquid mixture downwards. So we will eventually lose the air in the mixture when it's just coffee and water. This is why we need a third stabilizer in this mixture, and that is sugar. When we mix an equal amount of sugar and water, we are essentially creating a really thick, syrupy, viscous solution. When we make a really viscous solution, we're essentially making it really hard for air or any other kind of substance to move through that solution. So ultimately, when we add sugar, we're actually stabilizing the final product of our foam. So not only does sugar give us that structural integrity that we're looking for, it'll actually increase the volume of the foam compared to not adding sugar. So again, just to recap, we've introduced air into the mixture by whipping the mixture. We've utilized the coffee surfactants to make those small bubbles and encapsulate them. And we've stabilized the overall foam with sugar. Let us know in the comments below how this worked for you, if you have any tips and tricks, and be sure to follow us on social media at DiscoverE UA. Thank you guys so much for watching this demo. This was super fun to make. I hope you learned something new, and feel free to share your tips and tricks, your experiences with Dalgona coffee, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye.